Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. Today I continue my review series featuring Array of Champions, the core rules and player's handbook. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review series, featuring this high fantasy tabletop RPG where you play as potential demigods, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to take a look at the goblins and the halflings of the species included in this book. When it comes to the goblins, they have the signature ability of illogical reality. Goblins can make an illusion into reality once per day. They also have first level abilities such as Desert Navigators. Goblins can easily identify the nearest source of water in a desert and are never lost in deserts. They also have other abilities, such as the case in third level category of Signature Glass Artificer. You increase the damage of explosive by 1 per goblin level, that is the explosive abilities of the Artificer. If the goblin is not an artificer, they get a once per day use of explosive. You also have other abilities such as Martial Inclination. Goblin strike actions deal 1 additional damage per goblin level. Goblins that are not valorous heroes instead gain a once per combat use of Killing Blow. Goblins gain an additional maneuver per combat round. You also have things such as Hobgoblin. The goblin becomes size medium and gains 2 to every statistic. Alternatively, the goblin stays small and gains 5 unexpected attack, 5 trickery, and 5 area of effect defense. In the case of the halflings, they have the signature ability of Natural Negotiators. Halflings quickly acclimate to new languages. They begin play with all languages spoken commonly across the 32 continents. If the halfling is exposed to a new, lesser spoken language, then the halfling can learn it after 1 week of study. You have other abilities such as Ravenous. Halflings can consume any meal and find something to like about the taste. Halflings are rarely full, yet somehow tend to be fit. You also have the Curse Resistance. Supernatural attack actions that inflict debuffs onto the halfling have their duration reduced by 1 combat round. Minimum 1 combat round, of course. You also have Fast Halfling. The halfling gains an additional 10 feet of movement. You also have other things such as Nimble Target. Once per combat round, halflings may reroll a failed defensive roll originating from a conflict action performed by a size medium enemy. They even have the ability known as Beneath Notice. If any allies are closer to the enemy than the halfling is, then the halfling cannot be targeted by actions from that enemy. And this concludes this part of the review series. In the next part we are going to talk about the homunculi, as well as the... Oh, a moment please. Sometimes the book is not that easy. Humans, there we go. The humans. This book really needs bookmarks. So yes, in the case of the goblins and the halflings, they do not stray too far away from the fantasy stereotypes and archetypes. But remember that this is Array of Champions. So all of their characteristics are incredibly, exaggerately augmented. Like in the case of the halfling, you just don't become like extra sneaky, you can even become impossible to attack at the higher levels. Yes, and in the case of the goblins, you can actually turn into a hobgoblin. I think this is one of the most flexible goblin species archetypes that I have seen, because you can pretty much take any path. You can be a goblin more focused on combat, a bit more focused on trickery, spellcasting. The goblin adapts easily to any of those choices. Thank you for watching this part of the review series. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar. And remember, a professional game master, and remember, master roleplay and you will master the game. Once again, thank you and see you later.